Okay, it's working. See, it needed to be closer. All right, so let's go through this. Are you ready? Okay. So, are they poisoning our food?
Yes.
Are you poisoning your own food?
Yes.
Are you buying poisoned food? Okay, there might be one. Please. Stop. Stop. You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Don't lie. Don't lie. You can tell somebody who doesn't eat poisons, who doesn't think poisons, doesn't drink poisons. You can tell who they are. They have this light coming off of them. It's just like amazing. Don't lie to yourself, please. Do you drink alcohol?
Yes.
Pure sugar.
Yes.
That's okay? All right. And understand something. Oh, you want to know something really cool? Okay, ready for this? In the United States, the food stamps have gone through the roof, right? How many people know that Coca-Cola is so powerful that they get $10 billion of funding from the government, taxpayers' money, in food stamps every year? And does everybody understand? From now on, when you look at pop, I want you to say to yourself, diabetic water. Now, they get $10 billion from the U.S. government of taxpayers' money. And guess what? They got people lobbying in government that, guess what? It is racist not to be able to give Coca-Cola to children, okay, that are poor when the rich children can have it. And that's been going on for years. They get $10 billion of free money. Yeah, you might want to think about that, all you Americans, okay? You wonder where your money's going, okay? All right? So, it never stops, does it? Okay? And did you ever say to yourself, how could they have so many drive-thrus and so many places to eat this garbage? Who eats it? And I used to go, my God, some of these places aren't even that busy. But guess what? You forgot something. Money doesn't exist for the psycho-elite. It only exists for you. They can just, they out of thin air, they can build whatever they want, have whatever they want, and they do it. That's why all of these, they're on did you ever notice that these drive-thrus are on all the most precious real estate where you can't avoid going there? And guess what? They don't pay for these. They just make them up. You don't get it. You pay for everything. They just build these things. You think that the rules apply. They don't apply. We are cattle. You're being sold by the pound. You can't keep buying crap and bringing it in your house. Well, I do it because the kids like it. That's such crap. It's because you eat it when they go to bed. Yeah, but I don't eat that much. Oh yeah, I know you don't. Take a look at your body. Go home and take your clothes off and tell me. Okay, if you like it. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you look. Tell me how you think. So here's the deal. Their objective is to poison the water, poison the air, poison the food. And guess what? It doesn't matter what they do. If you love yourself, if you unconditionally love yourself, you will, guess what? I'm starving. I'll eat anything. Yeah, that shows. Okay, the reality is I'm not starving. Did you know I took a pear and I had my carrot juice and I still haven't eaten it yet? How many of you had to go out because you were so hungry? That's here. How many of you are the 3-meal family? You're all dying. Okay? If I guarantee you, I'll know who, because later what we're going to do is stand everybody up, and if I step on your foot and your mouth drops open, I know you're a garbage can. Or watch this. Get it! Well, nobody's jumping yet. Maybe if I throw something. Listen to me. Do you know how you're programmed to eat? Okay, now how many people know that the tobacco industry owns the food industry? You didn't know that, did you? Who do you think owns Nabisco? Who do you think owns Kraft? It's all of the tobacco industry. Why do you think you'll eat this crap? And understand, when you go to the health food store, oh, I love this oat milk. It's only got three different ingredients in it. The next time you go to buy it, if it's popular, it's got 6. And it was bought up by the tobacco industry. Do you get it? And they do this to feed the evil entity. How many people here saw Monsters, Inc., the cartoon? That is a true story about the world. There is an entity down here that lives off of pain and suffering of humans. And understand, they are poisoning you to bring your vibration down so you never wake up or come together. Now, whether you believe this or not, and then I'm going to leave it alone, and I probably shouldn't even say it. God did not do this. All the different languages, all the different colors of people, and all the different religions were put together by these psychos. Okay, so that we would fight and kill each other. I refuse to kill any of you. I love you. I don't care what your religion is, what color you are, what language you speak, because unconditional love is the language of this world. And understand something. Stop judging people. Who did you hate? I hated East Indians. Because I was taught to hate East Indians. Well, you hate teenagers because guess why? Because you can't take responsibility that you were the one who taught them to act like that and have that tantrum.
She said the minister of Victoria, Dan Andrews.
Oh, I thought you said teenagers. Well, you can't hate anyone, guys. You can't hate anyone because you're never going to have somebody in there working for you. There's a government within inside of a government. If you were to mind your own business and never mention his word again, and he doesn't exist, and whatever he dreams up, you will have, I'm not playing the game. I'm not talking about him, he doesn't exist. He is like a fart. You smell it, you don't want to go back and smell. Why would you go back and smell a fart? Seriously. Oh God, it's time to have some Dan Andrews. Why would you do that? And that's because you don't love yourself enough. You wouldn't do that. Why would you go and do something that stinks? Why would you do that? Why would you do something that drains your energy, that throws you out of harmony? Oh, it's 3:15. It's time for Dan Andrews. I hate Dan Andrews. Why would you do that? God, you got him. We got little Justin. Okay, all right. I mean, who cares? Okay, seriously. I don't have any feeling for him, bad or good. You know, listen to me. You can't fall in love with a puppet. You know, every puppet has somebody's hand up their ass. That's it. We're done. Stop it. Okay? And guess what? Every time that you complain, he's got a chokehold on you. Who he is and what he does should not affect your life. Oh, it does, it does. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Learn, find your power. Think outside the box. Okay, politics is over, but I want to tell you something. You're going to love this. Poly means what? Many? So many ticks. That's what it is. Many ticks. Okay? That's what this means. There's always a clue there for you. Okay? Government. Govern. They're there to govern you. So the more that you want to play with them, the more they'll play with you. I don't play with them. Okay, next topic. Who wants to talk? Who has a question? Yes? Calcium therapy. Well, first of all, let's understand why you need calcium therapy. Okay, just like I told you, our body's been manipulated. Let's talk about something first. So when you're young, you have tons of human growth hormone. You can build muscle faster, stronger. You come back quicker. Your human growth hormone starts to die off around the age of 30. Why? Because they set it up that way in our genetics. Thank you very much. Your human growth hormone goes into your liver and creates IGF-1. Did you know that? Didn't know that? That's the science you need to know. The IGF-1 is what keeps your tone everywhere. It keeps you hormonally and chemically balanced. It helps to inhibit, or slow down any type of stage 4 inflammation cells. You know what that is, don't you? I don't even want to say the word C because it doesn't exist. It's stage 4 inflammation. Okay? And what it does, it excites new cells and healthy cells. That's what IGF-1 does. IGF-1 lays down your bone matrix to make you strong bones. Okay? IGF-1, you should look it up. It keeps you feeling vigor, youthful, and it gives you tons of energy. Did you see me not dropping something in my mouth a couple times today? Well, I'll do it again before I do the non-surgical. Let me tell you something. I have about maybe 15 people working for me that are from 30 and younger. All of them. I keep them all busy. I'm on top of everything. I have 40 that work for me. Not work for me, work with me. My apologies. And the reality is nobody can keep up with my brain. Because I don't beat up on myself about nothing. I look at it and say, what can I learn from this, and move on. Did I intentionally try to hurt someone? And if I did, I'm going to apologize. And if I didn't, I'm not apologizing. I'll say, how did I hurt you? Well, usually it's because my beliefs didn't match theirs. Okay, so I can see I'm terrorizing just by being around here. I'm going to leave because I'm not changing. What? Well, I'm not kidding. Okay? So the reality is I'm always going to have tons of energy. I'll be 95 years old. I'll have no disease, no symptoms, because guess what? That is what a human being can be. And you can all have this, but you're going to have to take massive personal action, and you're not going to take anything personal anymore or need approval from your family. And if you need approval from your family, then just kiss your ass goodbye, because you're going to have tons of symptoms, and you're going to have, because you have to give yourself away, don't you? You have to compromise. You compromise yourself all the time, and it pisses you off, and I can see it. How do you like it? You don't. So don't compromise. I'm not compromising. I'm not compromising my health anymore. I'm not compromising my wealth anymore. I'm not doing it. And then you just don't. And that'll piss people off, but that's only for 9 months. Okay? With a teenager, it could be 9 weeks. With a young child, it's only 9 days. And with an adult, you'll piss off whoever loves you for at least 9 months. That's it. Can you survive 9 months of pissing off people who supposedly love you when you're trying to love yourself? Because that's what you're going to have to go through. You go home and go tell people that weren't here today what you have learned today. Hey, honey, I'm going to start unconditionally loving myself. Yeah, dude, like that's going to happen. Go ahead, just try to lose some weight and then start to get your sexy curves back and find out if there's not a triple cheese pizza coming through the door. Hey, honey, you know what? You've done so good, let's celebrate. Because he's going to feel threatened. So understand something. Welcome to the real world where your family was programmed to undermine your health, your wealth, and everything. God loved them anyway. And I'm never angry at my family. Okay? I was on with one of my adult children today, and I said, you will not swear one more time on the phone with me. And you will respect me as I respect you. Or I will lovingly not be dealing with you anymore. This is the last time we're going to speak. She knows. She was just told. She can't get away with the tantrum anymore. It's not happening. And at 33, you should not be still having a tantrum. And if you love your family, you will hold the line, and you'll buy into the unconditional love thing, and you will not sway. And all you got to do is say, listen, sweetheart, I'm going to love myself. And that's not going to take anything away from you. If anything, I won't be terrorizing you for love anymore. But it doesn't mean I won't love you. It means that I will unconditionally love you. But understand this, what I used to put up with, I'll be letting you know, because I just realized love is a self-serve job. And guess what? You want to look after me when I get sick? Because I'll never be sick. You have to have sick thoughts to be sick. You do know that, right? You got to have fat hip beliefs to have fat hips. I'm telling you, the psychological rules the biological. I'm telling you this. It always has. You'll either get it or you won't get it. So ionic calcium, remember what I told you? We stopped making human growth hormone. That was done on purpose. So here, you ready for this? You're gonna love this. So we made human growth hormone so we were still sexy. And we had energy so that we would breed. So we would make lots of little slaves. And then once that happens, then we're gonna lose the human growth hormone. We're gonna lose the IGF-1. We're not gonna have as much energy anymore. So that by the time we're 50 or 60, we're washed up. And now we're gonna be sick because we don't have human growth hormone. We don't have IGF-1. And guess what? That means that your bones aren't breaking anymore. What happens is, when you're younger, your bones fracture continually. Remember the baby that was just born? My God, you see how fast the baby grows? Because every little bone in that baby is fracturing every centimeter. Every centimeter there's a fracture. And that releases a calcium ion that then creates more calcium that goes into the crack, and now they get longer. Did you get that? Nobody told you that. Where's science class? There is no science class in school. It's bullshit. Bullshit. My kids would never go to school. Ever. Ever. So here's the deal. So now, guess what? Your bones don't fracture little fractures anymore to release what? The calcium ions. Did you know that if you go and look at PubGovMed, which is all the government papers in there, it's stated by hundreds of papers that if somebody could invent a product that was ionic calcium ions in liquid, we could turn every disease around. That wasn't me. That was scientists and that was medical doctors from the last 100 years. And now we have a product called Merigen, Cardigen, Dentagen, but this is all ion therapy, calcium ion therapy. And guess what? When you drink this, it gives you the same calcium ion therapy as when you were in your prime. My IGF-1, if I've got the same calcium ions going on when I was younger right now because I drink it. I got the same IGF-1 going into my body. My IGF-1, if you were to test somebody who took it, it comes up as if the liver made it. You can't tell the difference between my IGF-1 and your liver made it. You can't tell the difference between the ionic calcium and your body making it. And when you take the ionic calcium, it takes the calcium that you've lost from your bones and brings the calcium you've lost from your bones back to the same place you lost it. I can show you not 10,000, but 100,000 testimonials on every illness that has ever come on this planet that is turned around. And guess what? 3 years ago, hi, Dr. Wolf, this is the FDA, and if you don't get that product off your website, we'll close you down. You won't even know you exist. So now I've got the product, I can still sell it, but you have to call in to get it. And it's in my library. If you go to my library, you can watch every autoimmune disease and the truth and the science about it, and they can't stop it. The makers of this spends millions every year to keep it on the shelf, fighting these guys. That's how powerful this product is. Yeah. So the IGF-1, the ionic calcium, and because guess what? We were programmed for this to all the youthful things to shut down, so we will just age and slowly die. If you don't believe me, I don't really care. It doesn't matter, but that's how we were programmed. The body was reprogrammed. So understand that. So if you don't even take any of our supplements, our nutraceuticals, or do anything, and you leave here unconditionally loving yourself, you've just turned on life. If you leave here and you don't create any guilt for yourself or your family, oh, that would mean that you'd have to stop judging them. And understand something. The majority of everybody here has been judging me all afternoon. I like them, I don't like them. I like them, I don't like them. God, you must be exhausted. Anybody need a nap? There's a bed. I'm serious. Don't judge anyone, observe. What can I learn? And when your subconscious pushes back, what you do is go, take a Lionheart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, 3 of them, and then you'll be allowed to think and put a slight smile on. And guess what? Tell people to smile, and guess what? The people that have been working on being angry, guess what? They'll give you the finger, won't they? They'll tell you to go F yourself. Don't you tell me to smile. I've got nothing to smile for. Okay, all right, got it. Got it. Just keep on caring like that. See what happens to you. See if you don't explode. Why do you think that they're coming on gangbusters through the media? Why do you think that they're telling you they're going to knock the door down and steal your kids? Why do you think that? Because they want you to just freak out and lose your stuff. Okay, let's get away from that. Anyways, so Merigen is the strongest, and Merigen will work on the whole body. It doesn't matter what the problem is. Okay, Dentagen and Merigen together, you could get a tooth pulled, and you would you don't have to get a bone grafting, because within 3 to 6 weeks it's all filled in. Okay, you can give me a child that isn't growing physically or emotionally or mentally properly, and we can put them on Ozogenium, but I like to put them on Merigen because it's stronger, and you'll see their mental and their physical development turn around within a few weeks. Now, I didn't say completely because it depends how long the program's been running inside of them. But understand, if you don't believe me, you can call up Rami, who lives in Texas. She's one of our practitioners. Her son, okay, in 6 months of taking Merigen 3 times a day, he was the shortest person in his class. Okay, he's 13 years old, and he was like stunted growth. And he grew in 6 months, 7 inches. His teeth were growing up, and they've straightened out by taking the ion and calcium, because it's all about signaling. Your ions, your calcium ions, they signal and they carry on 120,000 chemical and hormonal processes per second. Did you know this? Everybody here with an illness, everybody's got a problem. Did you know that what happened was, no matter what cell, okay, you do know that every cell has every organ the whole human body has inside of it. Did you know that? Did you know that your cells have emotion? And when you go to get surgery, that's why the scar tissue is so bad, because the adrenaline goes there and the cells are freaking out. How would you like, you're taking a knife to your cells. They're living things. Thank you very much. You're not a piece of meat. Now, what happens when you get inflamed? Whether it's surgery, because surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else in the world. Anybody who gets surgery, if you didn't get non-surgical after you healed, you're tied in knots. You feel you're going to rip out. You feel like something's going to break, because scar tissue is beef jerky and it's not elastic anymore. It has no circulation. Thank you. End of story. Do you know what old age is? Scar tissue and displaced calcium. That's all it is. So what if we could get all the calcium back in the bones? And what if I don't give a crap if you're so stiff you can hardly walk, you're ready for a wheelchair. It would take about 20 to 30 hours worth of Wolf non-surgical if we could get you to opt into the self-sonic and get you to do vaginal infusions, the ultimate coffee enema, and get you to do advanced water fasting, not water fasting, advanced water fasting. We could totally renew your bodies if nothing was ever wrong. That's what kind of miracle you are. So you better get it. And you better take that really serious. So understand, here's what happens. Infection creates inflammation. Are we an inflammation nation? Okay. So inflammation causes the pull of calcium from wherever you're inflamed, you're going to pull the calcium from those bones, right? So then now we're talking osteopenia to osteoporosis. Because now you don't make calcium ions, so you can't replace it. So now you're breaking bone, but you're not making bone. What a dirty trick they did. How's that? And you thought genetics was just new? They did this 100,000 years ago. Thank you very much. You think I'm kidding, right? Oh no, but you know the story. You read a book and you've got the story. You don't have the story. You got their story. It's called history. They will always give you a clue. His story, they gave you his story. They didn't give you the real story. Okay, so now you're inflamed, so you're going to pull calcium from the bones. Where does it go? It goes inside the cell. Because inside the cell, the inflammation, guess what? Does anybody know what's the real cause of cancer anywhere in the body? Inflammation. Okay, got it. So when you're inflamed long enough and strong enough and you decrease the oxygen by 35% for more than 3 days, you turn on your cells and they become what we call what? Eternal cells, because they get out of control, because they don't want to die, and they go, well, this is easy. We're not going to die. We're not going to live on oxygen because there's not enough here. So now we're going to live off of sugar, because look at this sugar junkie. You think I'm kidding? Now, did you ever hear of people like people that have high blood pressure? Hold on here. I'll come back to that. I'm off track. Okay, so now what's happening is the calcium ions should come in and turn everything off, turn everything back to normal, right? But here's the deal. You're breaking so much metabolic calcium off your bones, and it's going into the cells, and now what did you do? Does everybody know what a mitochondria is? It's the powerhouse of every cell. Never forget this, because I'm going to give you the key, and then you can tell your doctor he doesn't know what he's talking about. Because he doesn't. So there's a mitochondria in every cell. The mitochondria create ATP. ATP is the energy to heal, the energy to make love, the energy to smile, the energy to love your life. When you're not loving your life and you don't have energy, you're not making ATP. Now, why aren't you making ATP? Because the mitochondria are damaged. You know what the biggest damage is? Calcification. You pulled in too much calcium into the cell. You calcified the mitochondria. The mitochondria, if you want, just move your seat and sit right here. Okay? Okay, it's nearly gone. Okay, I'm nearly gone. Okay, now, I've been gone a long time ago, actually. So now what happens is the calcium comes into the cell. How many people know, here's some real science for you? They didn't teach science. So the real science is you just calcified your mitochondria. They don't spin 2,500 times per second now. That's how you make ATP. It's a tornado. It spins 2,500 times per second. You make the ATP to create the energy. And that's why, guess what? You got people at home sick and they can't get out of bed? Say goodbye. Unless you know how to decalcify their mitochondria, unless you know how to make ATP, how are you ever going to get them healed? And then guess what? Most people walk in and they're, how you doing, Jim? You know, you should have the music on. You should have the sun coming in. You should be motivating and pushing them. Stop feeling sorry for them. And that's what you're taught to do, eh? No, I feel so bad for you. Really? Stop. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You should be giving them life. So here's the deal. Now the calcium comes in and calcifies the mitochondria. They only spin 300 to 600 times. So everybody here that has a disease, doesn't matter where in your body, those mitochondria are calcified. Nobody told you that, did they? You can't have any disease without mitochondrial damage. All cancer, which is stage 4 inflammation, is mitochondrial damage. Why didn't they tell you that? And understand, there's only one person that received the actual Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer. Why aren't they telling you that too? And it was because of lack of oxygen. Dr. Otto Warburg. Lack of oxygen by 35% for more than 30 days causes cancer. And that creates a frequency that turns it on because they want to survive. They don't want to die. I don't want to die, little cells. I don't want to die. So I'll live off the sugar and the lactic acid because you're such a stress freak. You've got all this acid coming into you because you're dumping adrenaline, cortisol, and creating tons of lactic acid from all the sugar, the flour. How many people know that bread's dead? There is no such thing as good bread. Oh, it's whole grain. Oh, it's spelt. Oh, it's coconut flour. It's cocaine. It's cocaine. So it's either whole grains or nothing. The more man touches it, the less you want to touch it. It's called manipulate. Did you not know that? And mankind's not kind. He's the manipulator. Women are born caring. Men have to work on getting there. And because men don't know how to care, they don't care. All right? Yeah. There you go. So calcium ion therapy is amazing. It's expensive. Takes a lot. It's a lot of money to make it. They said it would be impossible for any scientist to make it. And Dr. Lee made it. And he made it by exploding up his clinic, and not his clinic, but his lab. And he went to the hospital. He almost died. But he discovered how to make ionic calcium. So now we can sell ionic calcium, but you got to call to get it. Okay? Pardon? Well, Merigen's the strongest one, and it will, and then Dentagen is, Merigen's the strongest. Alzagen for Alzheimer's and brain dysfunction is the next one. And then the next one after that is Dentagen for your teeth and jaw. And then the next one after that is Cardigen. And then the next one after that is Ozo Jr. for children. But I like to put them on Merigen and just get them well right away. And the other one is called Megagen, which if you're healthy and you take that twice a day, then you're not going to ever get in problems with your bones. And understand something, you can believe it or not believe it. We have people that come to us that are in their 80s and 90s, and they've been on Fosamax. Their bones are crumbling. So most people, their bones they're not falling down, breaking their bones. Their bones can't hold the weight because they're Swiss cheese and they're brittle, because they don't make calcium ions anymore, and they're so acidic, and they don't eat right, and they're dried out, right? Beef jerky with the tissues, whether it's a tendon, ligament, an organ, it all turns into beef jerky after a while because of inflammation. Let me come back to that in a second. So where were we here? So yeah, guess what? Have you heard of any of your friends ever have calcium deposits in their breast? Well, guess what that is? That's last stage before cancer. See, all that calcium went to the breast to try to alkaline and buffer it down. Now that person, all they had to do was do daily cleansing tea, black gold, vaginal infusion, okay? Get a clapper, start clapping under their armpits, because guess what? Their pits smell. And also, if they were to put their hand under and grab under their armpit, do you see why people come and take the course for 23 days? Are you with me? When you leave there, you're smarter than any practitioner you've ever went to. And I know people are going, you can't say that. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. Right now, you're smarter than a lot of the practitioners you go to, just from today. Because the first thing you do, you'll become smart when you learn how to unconditionally love yourself. You'll be open like a vessel to learn and to vibrate high. What was I talking about before I just got off track? Well, Merigen is 1 teaspoon. Okay, you get the scoop, it comes with it. And you'll put 1 teaspoon in 16 ounces of water. It's better if it's structured water, okay? And you put that in it. You got to drink it right away because the ions will fly out within 30 minutes. Okay, so you drink it right away, and you don't want to eat anything, okay, half an hour before. And then, depending on, like, if it was animal products, I mean, are they hard to digest? Yes. So you could not do, if you're going to have animal products, you're going to have to wait longer, because you want to make sure your stomach is empty when you take it, okay? So if you're on a whole plant-based diet, we can just do a half an hour before you take it and then leave 45 minutes after. But if you're eating like dead animals and not combining, like you're the meat and potato man, you're gonna have to wait longer because it's still your food's gonna stay in your stomach. But you could take ionic calcium every 3 hours. And we have people that have been given like 7-10 days to live. And they'll take it like every 3 hours because they're trying to turn their life back on, right? There's a lot of other things that we teach people how to do. Now, if you were 75 pounds, now let's say you were 100 pounds, Then you do 3/4 of a teaspoon, and now you're going to do 12 ounces of water. Do you understand? So everything's a variable, right? Okay. Yes.
Are your products available in Australia?
Are they available? Well, there is ways around this, and I'm hoping. Does this mean it's still on if it's blinking green? And it doesn't need a charge or anything, right? Okay, love. Yeah, they are. Andrea has them. Michelle has some of the products, and we're going to try to figure out how to. I've got a couple other colleagues that sell products, and they ship in big boxes of them, and some of them get thrown out by your government. Some of them get rejected. Okay, but I'm trying to work with my team to see if we can set somebody up here to actually ship them out from here. And then if, like, let's say we get 1 out of 20 boxes thrown in the garbage, that's the luck of the draw. That's how it goes. But during COVID, your government was, I lost almost $15,000 in 1 week with shipping here. Huh?
Yeah, I bought about $1,400.
Yeah, during COVID, they were told to throw all nutritionals in the garbage.
Yeah.
So just know that, don't be mad at us. They threw everything in the garbage. We did. We lost, it was in between 15 and 20,000 in 1 week. I don't know what we lost. I think we lost about $40,000 during COVID. We had to stop. Okay? Yeah, they were told to throw it all in the garbage. Yeah. Yes?
Regarding the tea.
Regarding the daily cleansing tea. The daily cleansing tea, there's no laxatives, no stimulants. You should be taking it morning and night. You said that you would start off with the tea, okay? And then you don't go to the bathroom, you're constipated, but you take the tea and then you blow. Can you get a mic? Can we give her a mic? There is a second mic. Okay, here, you can have my mic. And I'll take this mic.
That's longer lead.
This one's what?
Longer lead.
Well, she's right there. Test,
I
test.
go to them every morning, and then what happens about 4 to 6 hours later?
Okay, 1 second. Say it. Go closer to your mouth.
So I go to the bathroom in the morning, and then I drink the tea, and about 4 to 6 hours later I get a lot of pain, and I start having diarrhea throughout the day.
Have you ever had a cesarean?
No.
Okay, so guess what? I'm going to say this, and then I just want people to sit with it, because test. Test. Testing. Okay, 1 second. Testing. Okay. We'll share. All right. So here's the situation. So how much of the tea do you take?
Well, I was taking a litre, I soak it overnight, but now I just do 1 cup in the morning. And
1 second. Did you ever read the instructions? If you read the instructions, you take 1 tea bag, you put a gallon of water on the stove, you boil a gallon of water. When it comes to a boil, you turn it off, you put 1 tea bag in.
1.5 litres.
Yeah, that's how I was doing it.
What?
That's how I do it.
We're not done yet.
Okay.
Okay? And then you're going to let it steep for 8 hours. Lori and I, we use 2 tea bags. And you let it steep, we do 2. And you let it steep for 8 hours, 9 hours, doesn't matter. And then how much do you drink?
I was drinking a litre, but then I would
She's supposed to start off with 4 ounces. It says it on the right on it. Start off with 4 ounces, 1 second, and do 4 ounces twice a day for 3 to 4 days. Then start graduating it, okay? And then what you'll do is let's say you start running loose. Understand, my product does not give diarrhea. A person that gets diarrhea from my product is rotting inside. Say that. Tell me.
I'm riding inside.
That's right. So, have you ever been to a farm where there's a manure pile? Listen. If you take it and you take a pitchfork and you turn it over, all that gas that comes off. Understand something, everybody, and you better get this. 95% of all your symptoms, all your problems come because you're rotting inside. If you were to be able to open up any place on your body where you have a disease, you would smell it. You'd smell rotting tissue. Whether it's your joints, your organs, your muscles, or anywhere. You're rotting. Say it, I'm rotting. Get it? They're not going to tell you that. Well, of course you're rotting. Smell your bowel movements. They're terrible. Smell your armpits. Smell your vagina. Okay? Smell your breath. I bet if I slept with you and I rolled over to kiss you in the morning, I'd go, oh my God, honey, somebody pooped in your mouth. Understand something, you're rotting out. They want us to rot out. Stinking thinking, rotten body. That's right, we're rotting out. Your kids are rotting. If all you had to do, I'm going to go off, don't go anywhere. Okay? So I get a call. Her name is Marilyn, if she's watching. Don't worry, I'm not going to say anything else, Marilyn. So Marilyn says to me, Dr. Wolf, now I've got diarrhea for the last 10 days. And I'm going, okay. And no, she didn't say that. She said, I've had a fever for the last 10 days and I've had diarrhea. I said, Marilyn, when you called me almost 2 weeks ago and you had a fever and I told you to take a warm water enema with black diamond, did you do it? No. I said, guess what? If you're not going to listen anymore, I'm not going to answer your phone calls. I am so done. I am so done with this. Listen, girl, I care about you, but you're going to drive me crazy. So understand, you have gone through all this physical torture, all because you couldn't do a warm water enema with black diamond. Does anybody know that if you have a fever and you do an enema with warm water and black diamond, the fever will be gone in 40 minutes? And if it's not gone, you do a second and a third, and guess what? There's no fever. And you know what you do with your little infant even? You take an ear syringe and a little bit of warm structured water and a few drops of tummy love, which is a human fulvic we have, and you put that into them. I've done 3-day-old constipated babies, 3 days old. And when you smell the rot that comes out of their bowels and the worms and the mucus, and that's all because the mother didn't have a womb, she had a tomb. She actually didn't eat right. She was backed up. Do you want to know something? How many women's pelvises are falling out? Let me tell you something. 49% of the women in the world right now are dripping in their urine, in their panties all day long. And because they've calcified the valve in their bladder. Because they've been pooping in their pelvis. Okay, here's things you need to go watch. And then, guess what? I'll tell you what we'll do. How would you guys like to come on a Zoom? Leave your email. I will do a Zoom thing. I want you to go do your homework. And then I promise you next week, what's the date? What's today? Monday? Today's Monday? Okay, it's Monday. Okay, it's all been decided. No. So what we'll do... Okay, so we'll probably make it Monday and we'll do a Zoom call. Here's what I want you to go watch and do. Go do this for me. If you go do this for me, that'll give you 1 week. Okay, you got your Perfect Day manual. Go look at the 4 pillars of the perfect day. Okay, the other thing I want you to do is read the first Reverse the Irreversible. But you can watch the Masterclass. I'm going to go into my library, watch Reverse the Irreversible. The 2.5 hours. You don't have to do all the body parts. You might want to. You'll learn something, but you don't have to. 2.5 hours. Watch Reverse the Irreversible. Okay, and I'm going to prove to you that we don't need surgery. And that surgery causes more scar tissue, more drugs, and more complications, and more surgery. Now, also go watch How to Become Number 1 at the Order Number 2. Seriously. Go watch also The Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing. The longest and the most in-depth study on cancer and the truth about cancer.
Oh, in the library?
Library at docofdetox.com. If you want, okay? emotional chemistry of cancer, disease, and healing. And then I want you to come on and challenge me. But just remember, 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. Okay? So, how to become number 1 at the art of number 2. Reverse the irreversible. And then for you women, go watch I Am Woman. All right? Just do those things, nothing else. Go play with the rest of the library after. But just do those things and then look at the 4 pillars of the perfect day in the BraveHeart guide. And you do that homework, and then guess what? You are now more intelligent than 99% of all the practitioners out there. Because any practitioner that went to a government-approved school, I don't care. Naturopathic doctors are confused. Doctors of natural medicine aren't. You'll find out the difference. Yes?
What are your thoughts on PCS?
On what?
No cannabinoid system, PCS, the actual regulator or regulates omega-3.
Well, we all have an endocannabinoid system, but guess what? Does anybody know that blue light actually destroys it? So the longer you're on blue light, the more you destroy your endocannabinoid system in your body. That's why everybody craves CBD, because we're trying to get it from external, because you don't wear Tesla glasses. Who's got Tesla glasses on? Can I see them? So go take a look at Tesla glasses if you want to protect your eyes, your brain, and your endocannabinoid system. What? The dark side. Dioxide does what? Yeah, it does what? Well, it is, but not like C60. C60 I just talked about, remember earlier? It is 270 times stronger than vitamin C. It is the strongest antioxidant in the world. It will actually repair the brain, and that's why the eyesight comes back. Guess what? When you do C60, and you do black diamond, and you do black gold, humic fulvic, those 3 things, and you go in high dosages, you totally remove this from the body. Did you know that? You totally remove it. You know, spiky? I can't say anymore. I'm gonna get knocked off here. There's a clue. This, if you do C60, coconut oil or hemp oil, and you do black diamond and black gold, and you go hardcore, in 6 weeks to 3 months, you are going to clean out the body completely.
What's hardcore?
Hardcore would be doing the C60 4 to 6 times a day, 1 teaspoon. Doing the black diamond, 1/8 of a teaspoon in every liter of water that you drink. And guess what? Everybody here, just so you know, 3/4 of an ounce of structured water for every pound you weigh. We had to up it because of blue light and because of 5G. And the person who's doing 8 glasses of water, okay, at a day is a fool. And your doctor's a fool who tells you that if you drink too much water, you'll drown or you'll hurt your kidneys. He was told to say that. If you want to save your kidneys, that's why everybody's having kidney problems. Because people carry around a jug of water, but they never drink it. Before I even left the house today, I did 2 quarts. Because when I get here, I know I'm not going to be able to do the drinking, and I'm not going to be fried out when I go home. And understand, most of you are fried out after work because you need to do. Women, if you weigh no more than 140 pounds, you need 3 quarts a day. Women, if you weigh as much as a man, you drink like a man. So that's 4 to 5 quarts a day of liquid. Does anybody know that? Does anybody know that structured water is more hydrating than anything else? And there is nothing else there that hydrates more. Structured water. Structured water is rainwater. That's why in the United States, in different states, they tell you if you get caught saving rainwater, you can go to jail. And the reason why is because rainwater, even if there's chemicals in it, heavy metals in it, you can drink it. They won't touch your body. Structured water protects you against everything. All you got to do is structure your water. Those who have a water distiller or a reverse osmosis, you're getting 10% of the water into your cells. You are starving. Now, there are 2,500 layers in a water droplet. There's layers. That's what makes up a water droplet. 2,500 to 3,000 layers. When you structure your water, otherwise getting your water from down off a mountain, a fast-moving river, okay, or rainwater, or a structured water unit. Somebody have one here? Can you please bring it up? So a structured water unit never breaks down, never wears out. We'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee. It'll blow your brain. If not, just send it back. No, we just take it back. If you spray your salads with structured water, you protect yourself. If you go and put your wine or your beer through a structure unit, you'll get buzzed twice as fast and no hangover, because it protects you against liver poisoning and inflammation. Okay, well that's not ours. No, but that's a structure unit. Okay, so when you structure, okay, even if there's heavy metals or chemicals or bacteria, it's not going to hurt you. Frequency overrides filtration. You can go get a distiller and then take all the chemicals out, all the heavy metals out, and guess what? You still have the personality of the person who drank it in there. You still have the frequencies of the drugs, the heavy metals, and the viruses in there. I can go and structure water and take nothing out, and nothing gets into my cells that isn't great for me. That's real science. It's called fourth phase water. See, you think you know something, don't you? You think you know stuff, don't you? Let me tell you something. Most of you are going, well, that's BS. Guess what? Okay, if I would have told you 30 years ago that you could get on this thing, it's called a computer, but it looks like a phone, okay, and you could call someone in 30 seconds in China, you'd go, that's not true. That's not true. The reality is this: you better start embracing things that you believe aren't true. And you better start getting the other things that you thought were good for you out of your life. Okay? What was your question? Oh, yeah.
So I reduced it to 1 cup.
To what?
To 1 cup in the morning.
So no, she shouldn't be doing 1 cup. What she should be doing, because 1 cup is 8 ounces. I told her that what she needs to do is she needs to do 4 ounces twice a day. So 4 in the morning and 4 at night, and then stay there. But the reality is what's your diet? That's right. And guess what? And also, can I tell you something? She holds on to her emotional shit. Okay? And that means she holds on to her physical. Okay? And she doesn't let go. She doesn't let go of stuff. Okay, so when are you going to let go? So now she's got a manure pile sitting in her pelvis. You think I'm kidding? Do you want to know something? Where is most of low back surgery? Where is most of back surgery? Low back, right? L3, L4, or 5? Well, that's your transverse colon leaking, pooping into this. And guess what? Infection created the inflammation, caused the scar tissue. There's no such thing as a slip disc. Where'd it go in your underwear? Okay? Seriously? It's because it's inflamed. And guess what? The reason why you've lost height, is because guess what? The discs in between your vertebrae, because she's pooping in. Get over here. See this? Look at this. That's her transverse colon. It used to be up here. It has fallen down 3 inches. And look at this. Look how tight this is. So that, guess what? You have a virus, and it's a dangerous one. It's called gas ass. You're so full of gas. Yeah. Who are you sitting by? Well, I hope that they have mucus problems in their nose and they can't smell. Have you been trying to hold from farting all day? Yeah, see, it's so twisted, her large intestine, like a Hot Wheels track, that it can't even get out. And guess what? You're rotting out your uterus and your ovaries, and you've got endometriosis. I guarantee it. Go to the doctor right now. and get tested and come back here before the end of the day. And she's got endometriosis. You can't poop in your pelvis and have infection without creating inflammation. And then the scar tissue builds to try to protect you. And does anybody know why you get ovarian cysts? Because those are pus sacs. And guess what? Would you rather a sack of pus hanging off your ovaries, or would you rather ovarian cancer? And you've got the pus because you've got the infection that created the inflammation. Are you with me yet? Nobody will even come on and challenge me anymore. I used to, if you watch my videos, don't you see me saying it? If there's a doctor out there, if there's a physician, they won't do it anymore. Oh, they did it before, but they won't do it. So the reality is this: your diet's not great. It's awful. You pretty well eat anything. So the reality is she doesn't know how to food combine. She doesn't eat a lot of whole plant-based food. She doesn't drink enough water. So what do you think should be happening down here? A manure pile. Because guess what? So what we get is stagnation. We get putrefaction. We get inflammation. And then we get mutation. And then we get cysts. And then we get endometriosis. And then we get stage 4 inflammation down in this area.
So reversing the effects?
What?
Reversing the effects of...
No, it's too late. But pay me enough money and I can maybe help you. All she has to do is go and drink water. She doesn't. Did you even bring water today? Can you lift it up and tell me if it's full or empty?
No, it's really empty. She does drink a lot of water.
No, she doesn't. I don't trust you. You'd be a friend. And I'd call you a frenemy. Okay, yeah, but the reality is you've got a different personality than hers. She holds on to her crap more. And she discusses how all the things are wrong in her life a lot. And she suppresses her emotions. So, of course, she's going to be jammed up jelly tight. And I'm not coming home with you tonight, okay? So understand something. I'm going to tell you. If I were to do non-surgical on her right now, I would... No. No. Do you know how many people are getting... If she wants to get cell-sonic, maybe I can. Because it would take me... I'll tell you, if I worked on her for 5 to 10 minutes, we'd take 3 inches off her waistline. But understand something. Most of you, guess what this is? It's only fat and gas. That's why your stomach comes up and down like an accordion. Because, you know what? You throw everything and anything into the compost that makes good bacteria. And then you blow up. So if I were her, I would start doing Ultimate Coffee Enema. Do you know why? Look at my DIY guide, but it's also in your new book that you're being given for free, the Perfect Day Guide. Did everybody put their email down over there? Okay. All right, because today it's Sunday, so tomorrow you should be starting to get your guide coming to your email. Okay? So then you want to start reading it and going through it for next week. What? Yes, yeah, well, it's a 400-page, and have you started yet? That's right, you haven't, because if you did, you'd say it was amazing. Let's go. Okay, no. So the reality is you don't know about food combining, you don't drink enough water, and you eat way too much cooked food. How are we doing?
Pretty much.
Okay. How old are you?
I have improved. I'm 54. I have improved. I've been working with Andrea, but I've been doing things slowly.
Guess what? At the rate you're going, I hope you live till you're 500. Maybe you'll have it done. I don't want to hear about I'm working on things slowly. The reality is how many people live in your house?
My mum's moved in.
Your mom. And how does she eat?
She's really bad. She's 95.
And that's right. And because I make food for my mother and then I eat it.
No, she doesn't eat. She just eats yogurt and milk and bread.
Okay, well, what are you eating? Yogurt, milk, and bread?
No, I am eating vegetables, but I'm eating meat as well.
Yeah, but you're eating yogurt too, right?
No, I don't eat.
Does anybody know that you? Okay, do you want to know about dairy? Milk? No. Milk is a poison for everyone. Okay, cows have 4 stomachs. How many do you have?
100?
Okay, so understand something. Are you ready? So you might want to write this down so that you can deal with some real logic. Okay? So mother's milk, the molecule, okay, is 20 times smaller than cow's milk. It is impossible for the human body to break down milk. O types can break it down better. And they get to wake up with a tumor in their belly. A types will have more trouble and have more inflammation and more pain. O types they're cave people. They can eat the animal out of a running rhino. But the reality is, they say, I've never felt a thing, and then they wake up with a tumor in their body. Okay? So understand this. Dairy is pasteurized, right? Okay, so it's very acidic. Second thing is, I told you 80% of all the antibiotics go into cows. So you're getting antibiotics every day. What's that doing to your good bacteria? And you know that when you drink milk, you feel snotty and you feel heavy. Everybody does. It doesn't matter. You can't digest it. Okay, so why don't you go milk a monkey? That's why I did. Did anybody watch my video, Milk a Monkey? Go on my website, Milk a Monkey. Because guess what? If you really need milk, well, we're the only species that drink milk after we're weaned. So if you want to have milk from a mammal, go milk a monkey. Because you'll be healthier for it. Okay? All right? Yeah, but you're so bloated, you would never catch the monkey. Okay. Now understand something, okay? You know that you go up and down like an accordion. And that's the bad bacteria gassing off. And have you ever heard of people having E. coli and bladder infections? You know bladder infections from E. coli? When you eat a lot of raw, you get a lot of gas and you blow up. That's because I just told you, love, if you do me a favor and you do an ultimate coffee enema every day for the next 20 days, you're going to go, you saved my life. Because understand something, you have a lot of anger held in your liver, but you've been backing up your bowel, which even backs up your liver even more. See, everybody, go and watch the Masterclass, The Domino Effect of Normal Living, and I tell you the story, and it's a comedy, of the domino effect of why this sweet woman is an accordion up and down, and why you poison every organ in your body due to the large intestine. The large intestine is the holy grail of healing. If you were to totally love, honor, and respect it, then you can kiss 95% of your symptoms gone in 3 weeks to 6 weeks. Okay? All right, next. Yes?
The blood type origin stuff, the O type you were saying.
I am not a big blood typer, okay, just so you know. Hold on here. Dr. D'Adamo, who wrote the book, who's no longer alive, and then his son redid it. Just know, guess who went to lunch with him every Thursday? Whose clinic was only 2 blocks from his clinic? Mine. And we'd have the same squabble. And understand something, it's not true. A-type do not make really great hydrochloric acid. We are the whole plant-based blood type. O-type can break down only because they have stronger hydrochloric acid. They can break down animal products easier, but it will backfire on you. You will have tumors more than I will. Okay, so O-type will say, I never felt a thing. I went to the doctor and I've got a cantaloupe tumor in me. Because how many dead animals do you need to eat to come back to life? And do we need protein or do we need amino acids? Does it look like I'm lacking energy? Does it look like I don't work out at the gym? All I do is I do pelvic squats. Go look at my do-it-yourself guide. Every woman here, every man, if you did the pelvic squats in the morning and you did the crab stretch in the morning and then do it again at night, you would save yourself the cane, the walker, and the wheelchair, and the depends. All right? You're going to have to speak louder regarding endometriosis. Yeah. Why don't people come up here and just, okay. Regarding it.
How come people say it's hormonal? Doctors,
Okay, here we go. Why do doctors say it's hormonal? Because they're not doctors, they're physicians and surgeons. Why don't you go take a look on their website? A doctor's a teacher. And understand something. You go ahead, and why don't you just go ahead and try to get your hormones balanced? Or you could move the manure pile out, drink the structured water, bring in whole plant-based foods, and not have a problem. So are you going to tell me that backing up waste inside your body, creating infection and inflammation, is going to disturb the hormones? I'm going to tell you something right now. You know my humic acid concentrate? My black diamond? Well, if you take black diamond in your drinking water, and you put black gold in your blender drinks twice a day, you're not going to have hormonal problems. All right? And understand something. Hormonal problems are caused from what? Inflammation. Say it out loud. Yes, and guess what? And where does that inflammation come from? Well, mainly your emotional and your physical. So here's the deal. We were given an imagination. And guess what? You were told to stop daydreaming when you went to school. They destroyed your imagination. Teachers are programmed to destroy you. Listen, I know you want to be a teacher, but teachers are not good. They program just like so-called doctors are. Anything that's governmental is mental. That's it. There's clue there. Okay, so here's the deal. Where was I? Okay, here we go. Image. So if I have an image of myself, healthy, wealthy, and happy, and that's all I do, what would I be? Why do you want to act so logical, but you can't do it after you leave? Because you will go here mad, sad, okay, and poverty. That's what you're going to do. So understand something. The image that you have is the image of your body. The image you have of your wealth is what you have right now. You are not poor because of bad luck. Your beliefs are your bad luck. That's it. End of story. It's not going to happen, but I could lose everything today and I'd have it back tomorrow. I have a lot of worth. Most of you have no self-worth. Most of you went and got a job because you came from desperation. You didn't come from inspiration. You came from perspiration. You came from desperation. Yes or no? Got to get a job. Got to feed myself. When's the last time you saw somebody starve? You didn't. When's the last time there wasn't a roof over someone's head? But no, you freak out over it all the time. And what do you tell everyone? I'm in debt. I got to pay my bills. I'm in debt. I got to pay my bills. So what are you right now? In debt, and you're paying your bills. I love bills. The more bills that come in, the more that I'm rocking it. I am. Guess what? I'm going to tell you something. You want to hear a story? I'll go off track just for a second. Oh, I've been off track all day. Shit. Okay, so the reality is this. So I was working with HIV patients and we were doing ozone. And I said that, that a person could cure their HIV. I didn't say I could. I said you could cure your own HIV. Because why did I say it? Because HIV never existed. Here goes, I'm going to lose TikTok now. So, I hope you know, remember AZT? Well, AZT was a cancer drug that they had to take off the market because it was killing people. And they had, big sky domes filled with this. They had millions of tons of this. And then guess what? Little guy named Fuji. Was it Fuji? I know what his name is. I don't want to lose TikTok. Thanks for nothing. You can leave. Okay, you can come back. Okay, now. So there's a guy named Fuji. Okay? And guess what? He was the guy who made all that up, and he's the guy who did this too. It worked the first time, let's go for the second time. Right? And didn't it have you hating the gays? Oh, I hate those gays. They're spreading disease everywhere. Right? Didn't it get you to hate them? Oh, I hate them, hate them, hate them. You know, what are we going to hate now, guys? Okay? All right? Anyways, so we were treating them, and then guess what? Oh, you remember the attack I told you that I got from this TV station government? Well, 30 years ago they came after me about this. They came after me 3 times already, so I'm just like used to it. It's like repetition. Here they come again. So then I move out of Toronto because I want to reestablish myself and do it different, right? So what do? They go and they get Revenue Canada after me and tell me that I owe $240,000 in back taxes. Oh yeah, not true story. So anyways, so I'm fighting it for a year, and then my accountant goes, you know, we're just not going to win. I don't know why. I've given them all the paperwork, showed that you don't owe the taxes, but they're not going to let go. And I go, what should we do? And he goes, well, you should go bankrupt. And I go, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? So I paid $900 and went bankrupt. And the very next day, it was like I never went. Okay, so I called up the visa people and I said, listen, I'm being forced to go bankrupt. And I really don't want to lose my visa. I owe you $25,000. What if I didn't hand in my visa and I'll go bankrupt and I pay you the $25,000? Can I keep it? Oh yeah, you can keep it. You didn't have to give it up. Okay, I won't. So I didn't give up my visa. So then I went bankrupt for $900. And before I went bankrupt, I actually strategized it. So they got $40 out of my bank account when I went bankrupt because that's all that was there. So the reality is I went bankrupt, and the very next day, because they have to give you your car, and because my house was in my wife's name and my name, they couldn't take that. And then my office, I needed my office because I had to make money for my family. So they got $42. And understand something, and you're made to feel really guilty if you have to go bankrupt. And the reality is that money doesn't, it's an illusion anyways. It's all an illusion. So people don't like when I say this, and they go, what kind of guy are you? They go, well, I can't afford to take your course. And I said, well, just go and get a whole bunch of Visa cards, and then get my course, and then go bankrupt, and then just only get paid in cash, and you'll be wealthy forever. So I've had a lot of people do it. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. You know what? They think that they've outsmarted us. Well, they haven't. And now they can't do anything anyways because I legally don't pay taxes. We already went through that. You don't get it, do you? So I'm not scared. What are they going to do to me? TikTok. Whatever. Cuckoo. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, so anyways, I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. And people can keep thinking about me what they want to think. All I know is that when I leave here, I know that I left a lot of smiles throughout the world. And that I helped a lot of people. And that I haven't hurt anybody. And people only get hurt because their beliefs don't match mine. So then get the hell off my platform. Okay, it's my platform. And understand that people will be on here bad-mouthing me. Go through it. You'll see people, if I said something and it doesn't match, they'll say, you should go to hell forever. You know? Okay, anyways, sorry Facebook, but we really needed to just take a break and say hi to somebody in Malaysia. Okay. All right, next question. Yes?
I've got a territory on frequency one, and it structures water. Am I wasting my money to buy the pure water because it's got no chloride?
Pardon? What?
So the water I buy...
The water you buy.
Yes, the water.
You know, you guys all have this terrible accent. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
The water I buy
Yeah.
has no chlorine, no fluoride in it. Am I wasting my money? Can I just get the tap water and structure that?
Okay, first of all, I will never buy a bottle of water. Second of all, you can get a filtration system that is a back flush. Okay? Does anybody know Berkey?
Yeah.
So what? Get a Berkey. They're not expensive.
They're very expensive. And then we've got to get the filter, which
What?
$60,000.
Well, I'm not going to tell people what I do, okay? Because you're just going to go poo-poo. And I don't want to be responsible. There's nothing going to go wrong. But I just put my structure unit under any tap I am around the world. That's it. And now you're going to go, oh, wow, now I know he's really insane. Well, I think I'm doing okay.
So can I do that with my structure?
Yes, you can.
And then I have to buy it.
Yeah, I know, but the reality is that your friends and your family are going to think you're crazy. Huh? Oh.
I think I'm crazy anyway.
Okay, all right, then fine. All right, then fine. But understand that's all I do. But we run everything through. Like you should run all your, 1 second, guys. Guys, I don't want to compete with you back there. I don't want to compete. You got to whisper. Okay, so just understand. I already told you. Just pour even a couple ounces of your beer through a structure unit. Pour a couple ounces of your wine and put it back into the wine bottle. And guess what? No hangover. Right? And you should be doing that with all the juices you buy or everything you buy. You should pour it through. Yes. What do you want to say? What time is it? 4:30. 4:30. Yeah, so we're going to have to get down on the floor. Okay? All right? All right, so if you want, you can come and sit here if you're way back there and you can watch. But we're going to do the Celsonic. Who's first? And how many people are there? Let's get going. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break. 5 minutes, and then we're starting. That's it. Okay, thank you. One teaspoon. No, just give me a call. Take my phone number. And give me a call, and I'll tell you. You should get a consultation. Well, then why aren't you doing the whole plantation? Why aren't you taking it? Why aren't you doing the ultimate coffee anyway? Can I tell you that? No, not colonics. No.
All right. I'm exactly like you. Debbie, email address.
They're available. Yeah, it's on my website. Pure Wave Magnet. It's called Pure Wave Magnet on my website. Okay, everybody, here's the magnet that I was talking about. You can hand it around if you want, but I want to show you something. Watch this. Okay. Guys, anybody want to know about the magnet? Please come over then. All right. So this magnet here, these are the most expensive magnets in the world. Now, if you go on my website, if you go to my library, look at the 4 RPDs and watch the video. It'll blow your mind. Okay, now what they do is they put the magnets in here and they compress them, and they are in the image of the flower pipe. Resonance frequencies. Okay, all right. So I'm going to show you the energy that this is not the way the magnets are in here. This is just the energy when they come together. Hi, this is Dr. Wolf. You'll have to call me back tomorrow. Thank you.
Dr. Darrell,
Yes.
TikTok is still running, and this is me longer. I love you, but it's still running. I think you thought you turned it off.
No, I didn't, love. I'm letting it run because I wanted people to see that there was actually people here.
Oh, okay. I was letting you know. God bless y'all.
God bless you, sweetheart.
That's it.
Okay. All right. What? Okay. You call into my office and say, Dr. Wolf says you're going to get to how's that? Because we get into our so that they can make money. All right? So just tell them Dr. Wolf you know it's going to be well, when you put that in your foot on that right, well, you utilize that chemical material, fungal, up to 95%. But for any type of pain, yeah, you put it under your pillow and it makes you see how you sleep. And if you put it in your fridge, I told you, your product will last 2 weeks longer. And even if your product is really it's on there. I don't.
It's 400. You've got it on 400.
Is it 400?
Yeah, but that might be American.
Yeah, that's US.
Yeah, it doesn't say, but I bet it's US.
And what's it called?
It's called the Pure Wave.
Okay, everybody. Heard it.